So since our last video, we have made some progress. We baked a whole entire child, and he has finally joined us in our progress on the house. Right now, we're just hanging out back and just enjoying this nice cool weather. Mike has gotten started on the soffit here. So we are finally working on the back of the house and just enjoying our maternity and paternal leave and just taking advantage of baby time, and Mike is going to do as much as he can to wrap up the odds and ends on the outside of the house. This is baby's first Home Depot trip. This is actually the first store that he has ever been in, and it just so happens to be Home Depot. We're really gonna start making progress now. You ready, Dad?
Ready.
This is Bo's first Christmas tree Daddy's gonna cut.
Trim it up first?
Yeah, I would trim the bottom limbs off and then cut it. But we're in the middle of the track, and we found the most perfect little tree. Out of all these little pines out here, we picked the perfect one. And Dad's gonna make it just right. Merry first Christmas, Bo Bear. He is sound asleep in Mama's carrier. We got our windows picked out, at least for the right side of our house. We'll be doing the same ones on the other side, so.
So, first off, we had to get the soffits put up. We got 4 vents on the front and 4 vents on the back. They're just over top of the containers inside, so that the attic can vent out. And then we're gonna have 3 on both of the sides, so there'll be 6 more vents we're gonna put up on the soffits. But we got all the soffits done on the back now.
Yay!
So now I just gotta go up there and put the fascia metal up and cover that up. And then I'm putting up 2x6s for where our porches are going to tie into the house.
Nice.
So once we get done putting all these 2x6s up, I can start trimming everything out. But we can't trim anything out until we get those 2x6s up, just because we have to go from an inch above that 2x6 to where we're going to have a trim board going across that 8-foot seam up there.
Yeah, so it'll look just like the front of the house,
Yeah,
in other words.
We just gotta leave that 1-inch gap at the bottom for our deck boards for our porch, so that they can go under there, so it'll look all nice and clean.
So Mike got all of the 2x6s put up on the top and the bottom, and the soffit is complete. I am so impressed because I just came out here and Mike has finished the whole soffit underneath and the whole drip edge on the back of the house. And yeah, so next is the flashing for the top of the porch. We're gonna go ahead and put that up, that way when we're ready to do the back porch, that's already complete, and all we have to do is just trim the back of the house.
So we're cutting the hole for the staircase to the basement. I already got the 2 long cuts done. I got the back side of that cut almost all the way cut. I left a little bit just so when I cut this side, it'll swing in and it'll drop. It should snap off on the swings.
Oh, that's so exciting. We haven't seen the inside of the basement since we buried it.
About a year.
Man, it's been over a year. Yeah. So we're excited to see.
Water in it, so hopefully it's nice and dry.
I hope so. No water and no rust.
Should be good.
Oh my gosh.
There's a long ways down.
It looks dry though. It does smell kind of musty, not gonna lie. What would you like for dinner tonight down there? Reminds me of Joe Dirt. So Mike is doing amazing on the back of the house. He has the door and all the windows trimmed. He has the boards for the porch, the top and the bottom done, the 2x6s, like we did in the front, even though we're not getting to the porch yet. These are things that we have to do in order to start with the battens. He also got the drip edge done, and he's completing the trim that kind of outlines the whole house, and then he'll get to the battens. What you got there, pal? So right now he's doing the trim that goes to the peak of the house and around, and then there's a seam here you can kind of see with the plywood that he has to put some trim across, and then he can start the vertical battens like we did in the front. It's coming along great.
Getting there.
A lot of work. That's his signature saying. A lot of work. But yeah, it's coming along. Micah's doing amazing on the back of the house. So he got done with all these big battens here, and he got all the ones on the top here. And now he's doing these itty bitty pieces, and you can see where he's at above this window. But we are literally almost done with the back of the house. And then all he has to do is put a board like this on the very end over here. And the back of the house is finished.
Hey, baby.
Hey! You almost done with the back of the house?
Almost.
It looks so good.
We're getting there.
It looks so good.
A long day.
Yeah. Are those little pieces monotonous?
Yes.
Yes. Hey!
Hey.
We got our first window cut out.
What a window. Wow.
That's awesome.
That's going to be a nice view.
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm. You did great. So since Mike has finished the whole back side of the house, trim and everything, what he's done is he's come to the side, like our side of the house, where our bedroom, bathroom, and Beau's room are gonna be. We're gonna go ahead and kind of start on this side of the house first. What he did is he did the fascia and the soffit on our side just to finish the exterior work. And then we have to put windows in order to be able to frame on the inside. So that's kind of why we just got the windows for this side so far. And we'll go ahead and get the other windows for the other side later when we move over to that side of the house. But here's where we're at so far. So he has the soffits done, he put the vents in underneath the house, and we also have the fascia. That just creates a barrier over the soffit, and finishes the roof basically. And then we have a window in. He spent all night last night cutting the container out. He welded frames at the beginning of the week for the windows to sit into. It's kind of hard to tell from the exterior, but he went ahead and put the frames in last night, painted them, put caulk around the window, and stuck the window in from the outside. And here's a view from the inside. What we tried to do is use some metal studs to put up on the walls like this. You can see them running vertically. We decided that they were free, which is really nice, and we were gonna try to utilize them, but we decided to go with wood just because it's more sturdy and more precise. We just think that everything would go together a lot better and a lot easier. So what we're gonna do is come in and take out all of the metal that they put up and go with wood. So that's the next step after we get our windows in, really. But here's a better view of the frame that he made. And painted. So you can see it sits within the divots in the corrugated metal. So we can just frame around it nicely. So that's where we're at on the inside. So we have 3 window cutouts now. So we have our bedroom window, our bathroom window, and Bo's bedroom window going in. Man, that looks nice. These are what Home Depot dates look like nowadays. But we are still progressing. So I come out and I find that Mike has done the other side of the house, and this pretty much finishes the whole exterior because he already finished the other side. So besides filling like little gaps and some caulking here and there, we're completely done with the outside. And eventually, I mean, we're gonna find a way to cover this hole underneath. But yeah, we are dried in.